Tucked into permafrost on Tr'ondëk Hwëch'in land in the Yukon, ancient archivists unintentionally preserved a treasure trove of information. And the source of that information is just as remarkable as what scientists can do with it. It all comes from ancient ground squirrel poop pellets. In a new study, scientists were able to reconstruct the genomes of woolly mammoths, horses, and steppe bison using DNA found in those pellets. I spoke earlier to one of the authors of the study to find out more. Grant, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, squirrel poop, who knew?
Yeah, squirrel poop. It's amazing what you can learn from the back end of a squirrel.
I mean, there seemed like there were a lot of pretty big discoveries from this ancient ground squirrel droppings. So what are some of the biggest ones that this study made?
Well, I think it's just a remarkable phenomena that these Arctic ground squirrels that we know today from places like the Yukon and Northwest Territories across northern Canada. They run around the tundra. They generally collect plants and eat plants, and they bring those plants back down underground into their burrows. But we've also learned that these squirrels were actually scavenging and eating a lot of meat. So we know from some of the DNA that was examined from these Arctic ground squirrel poop pellets that they were running around and scavenging on the carcasses of things like mammoths and giant bison and horses during the Ice Age. And that's something that we were very excited to discover, something we didn't expect at all, because generally Arctic ground squirrels in the Arctic today are herbivorous. They eat plants, but to discover that they were actually eating a lot of meat is very exciting, and it preserves these amazing archives of ancient animals and plants that lived hundreds of thousands of years ago in the Yukon.
What were you able to do because of the ancient ground squirrels' plentiful diet?
Well, you know, this work goes back a long time. Myself and my colleagues, Dwayne Fraze from the University of Alberta, we've been studying these ancient Arctic ground squirrels actually for decades. I did my PhD work on these ancient Arctic ground squirrels over 20 years ago. And it's really neat because in the permafrost that are exposed at these gold mining sites near Dawson City in the Tr'ondëk Hwëch'in traditional territory, we see these we see these nests of Arctic ground squirrels frozen in the permafrost at all kinds of sites. And we knew that it'd be really, they preserve these amazing environmental archives. So we originally started off collecting these nests and kind of picking them apart and examining the plants and other things we find in a nest. And then we got the idea to connect with our genetics colleagues at McMaster University and the Hakai Institute, and they started looking at the squirrel poops. We thought we have all these poop pellets that are found in these ancient nests. So let's have a look at them and see what we can learn from them. And then by picking these little squirrel pellets apart and looking at the DNA, we're getting this incredible archive of all the different plants they ate, the animals they scavenged, going back over 700,000 years. And some of this is the oldest ancient DNA in the world. So we have ancient mammoth DNA that goes back 700,000 years ago in North America. That's the oldest mammoth DNA in North America. We also have evidence for basically an extinct lineage of Arctic ground squirrels. So we had presumed that from these nests and these poop pellets that they were the same species that we have today in the Arctic. But we learned genetically that these actually are an extinct group that's only found in Asia today. So showing these connections between Arctic ground squirrel populations hundreds of thousands of years ago between Asia and North America. So we've learned a lot about how these Arctic ground squirrels live, some of their Arctic adaptations, and how they've lived over the last 700,000 years.
It's just incredible. What is it about the ground squirrel poop that is so good at preserving DNA?
Well, I think the main thing is that Arctic ground squirrels are these incredible collectors of the local environment. Not only do they eat a lot of different plants that are in their environment, they store them underground. So we know that during the summers, Arctic ground squirrels are hibernating for almost 8 months a year. So those 4 months of their active season, they're super busy. They're out there running around the tundra, collecting plants and eating plants. scavenging on animals that are dead on the tundra. So they're doing all kinds of things. So these squirrel pellets are really quite the archives, because Arctic ground squirrels are really big collectors, and they really what's found in their poop is a really good representation of the local environment. These Arctic ground squirrels have actually taught us very, very much about ancient environmental change, just because they're an animal that goes out and collects everything and eats a lot of different things, and we get that preserved within these archives in the permafrost. And permafrost is just a remarkable situation for preserving these environmental archives, and so we can reconstruct how environments have changed through times, how these different animals have evolved, and how their populations have changed through time. So by learning and looking at these ancient environmental changes, it can give us some ideas of how some of these environments may be affected by contemporary permafrost melting and climate change and global warming. So it's a way to sort of look at these changes that are happening in the present day and put them in historical context.
We'll leave it there for today. Thank you so much, Grant, for this conversation. It's really fascinating, and I can't wait to see what you find next in the permafrost.
Thank you. Have a good day.